my first career was as a journalist. I worked in TV, thank you. I worked in TV, I worked in radio, I worked in print. So being here is sort of like going back to the foundation of my vocation. And it's really wonderful. I've just so enjoyed the opportunity to be here, to see people, to talk to people. It's just been awesome. Are we telling the right story? I want to start by telling you my story. I grew up in a non-Christian family, but I was absolutely horse crazy. And when I was 10, yes, thank you for another woo. When I was 10, my friends invited me to a camp. It was a horse riding camp. And I begged and begged and begged my parents to let me go, and they did let me go. That camp was Teen Ranch in Cobbitty, outside of Sydney. And some of you would know what I did not know, which was it was a Christian camp. My parents definitely did not know that. So yes, there was horse riding. That was awesome. We swam in eel-infested dams. Apparently that was fun. And, and every day our cartoonist would come and draw pictures. And he would draw pictures of stories of Jesus. I remember there was one story that stood out to me. He talked about Jesus being the good shepherd and the gate. He lies across the entrance and keeps the sheep in. And there was something about that story that just really touched my heart. There was something beautiful with the thought of the security of being looked after by Jesus like that. And then on the last day of the camp, he drew a picture of Jesus standing at the door and knocking. And he pointed out on the picture that he drew that there wasn't a handle on the outside, there was only a handle on the inside. And he said, this is the door to your heart. Only you can open this door. Well, as a 10-year-old, that night, climbed up to my top bunk. I lay there, and I just prayed a prayer. I just said, Jesus, I didn't even know it was a prayer at the time. I said, Jesus, I'm opening the door to my heart. And I just felt this warmth come in and fill me, and I knew my life was different from that moment. And my life has been different ever since. I have to say my parents were that glad when I came home and told them, hey, I'm a Christian. Even less so when I told them, you're all going to hell. But anyway, had a bit to learn about effective evangelism. But if you notice that story I told and the way I told it, I talked about inviting Jesus into my heart, inviting Jesus into my life. And actually what I was doing there was echoing the world's story. It's all about me. It's all about me. It's my life. I invite Jesus into my life. It's my choice. And he's going to make me flourish. That's the story I was telling. But what I needed to realize was at that point of conversion, it wasn't me inviting Jesus into my story. It was actually discovering for the very first time that my story needed to be aligned with God's story, the big story of the Bible.